All right, staring at this watch, can you tell me exactly what's wrong with it? Now, if you said that the time wasn't running, that's one thing. But the other thing is that it is really small. Like really, really small. I can just pick it up with just 2 fingers. Kind of fits inside my finger here like a ring. The other thing that's wrong with this is that this is not a real watch. So hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the world's smallest Casio, except not really. So in this video I'm going to be going over what these exactly are and where you can find them. So I found this watch on Japan, and to be honest, I actually thought this was a real watch. I thought that I found myself a really good deal. You know, for some reason someone was selling really cheap Casios, but they weren't. These are just toys, and the toys come with a little stand. So I'm going to go over each watch. But first off, let's explain what exactly is going on here. So in Japan, you'll see a lot of vending machines. I think they're called gachapon, or just like gacha toys. And they're vending machines where you can like buy toys from, you know, little collectible items like keychains and things like this. And so this is where that Casio is from. So what it comes with is a little capsule containing the toy. And for this watch in particular, it came with a set of instructions, not instructions, just showing you, the different models you can get. So you can see in this collection, there's 6. So I'm actually gonna go over all 6 watches, kind of to show you what they look like, because I've seen a lot of these on Instagram, a lot of like photogenic photos being taken by photographers, them putting on their finger here, or like, just kind of showing it like this. And it looks really cool because, you're looking at this and you're thinking like, can I buy this super miniaturized Casio? And you kind of can, but just keep in mind, they're actually not running. So let's actually go in order here. So let's refer to our sheet. The first one we'll look at is the Casio CA53WF1B, which is a calculator watch. So that's this watch here. So it looks, and I'll also rate like how realistic it looks. This one is not too bad. I think like the display looks more or less realistic. Actually, it's not realistic because most Casios with a negative display are very hard to read. But this one is actually pretty easy to read. Here's your bracelet. I think the part that's more unrealistic is the buttons here. So the buttons, I actually, this came as just a sticker you're supposed to stick onto the watch. So, I'll give this like kind of a middle of the pack. Doesn't look super realistic to me. But let's set that aside here. And the next watch in our list is the Casio A159 WGEA1. This one is a gold watch. So let's pull it up. This one I actually really like. I really like the gold. So this is your A159. I think this one was done quite well. So you have that gold bracelet, gold case. The overall layout, this is an A159, but it looks pretty similar to a A158 or an A168. You got your standard buttons, your layout. I think this one looks more realistic than that calculator watch, just like the buttons look more realistic. Yeah, I think this one was pretty well done, so I like this one. And actually, this is when I bought the whole lot, because I bought all 6. I was mainly looking at this one because this one looks super realistic. So in my head, I was like, oh, there's no way this could be a fake. It's set in such good detail, but really the seller just like zoomed in on all of these and I just didn't pay enough attention. So that is your A159. And then this is a Casio Tron. Let's see. Oh, actually, no, the next one is let's pull it up here. Next one is the MRW 200HJ1B. And I have never seen this watch before in real life, but there it is. Again, I think this one was well done as well. Kind of a pilot's watch. I would say it's a pilot's watch because the hour markers are they're Arabic. They are big, and then you kind of have this bezel here. So another nice watch, very well done. Of course, the back. All the backs for these watches are empty, and the straps are, I would say, more or less realistic, but there is your, what do you call this? This MRW. So let's put it to the side as well. All right, and the next one is, okay, this is the A100 that I showed you before. I think this one was also a job well done. What I like about all of these is that the display is very easy to read. They all say the same time. I mean, that, you know, if you take a picture at the right angle with the right circumstances, like you zoom in, I feel like you could almost believe that this is a real Casio, you know, with no size difference. And if you take a picture, you know, like this, you might think, wow, this is a real Casio that's been miniaturized. And I actually thought to myself whether this is possible. And, you know, maybe it is. You need a really small battery, but I know like, what's it called? Seiko actually has some watches that are just rings. Like it's a clock on a ring. So, you know, I'm sure this can happen. So I hope Casio actually makes this a real thing. So let's set that aside too. And then what do we have? Sorry, now we have Casiotron. So I'm actually not sure exactly what a Casiotron is. I've actually bought a Casiotron before, and this model in particular, this is the, let's search it up. It's the TRN52A. Casio, I believe, actually re-released this watch recently. So I think it's like a higher end Casio. And yeah, it's kind of nice to have these watches. You can kind of get a taste of what they look like and their proportions without having to buy the actual thing, especially the Casiotron, because I think the Casiotron, if I recall correctly, it's I don't know, like $500 Canadian, something around there, more than 100 for sure. And then last but not least, you have this mystery, I think this actually says in Japanese, like mystery or unknown watch. So the last watch, that's kind of a surprise, which I already kind of spoiled for you, but G-Shock. So this is a full size, sorry, not full size. This is a miniature Casio G-Shock. And I think this one, along with that gold Seiko, like this looks super realistic. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Just like the matte case with the, I think that's probably like a plastic crystal, you know, the display looks really realistic and it's really cool. And I think anyone who is a G-Shock collector or who loves G-Shock, they would really like this. So let me go ahead and put this on display here. So let me move these forward without dropping them. Let's see if I can center them. And this is your lineup. So how do you get them? Oops. How do you get these guys? You can buy them online if you can find them, or you go to Japan and you find a gacha machine that has these 6 models. So, I mean, what can you do with them? Not much. And I think gacha toys in general, to me, I'm kind of just like, what's the point? Unless it's like a keychain you can put in your backpack. I think these are more just for display, you know, just for you to put on your desk and kind of enjoy. And again, I bought these watches assuming they were real, which is really dumb of me because I spent like, I don't know, like $30 on all 6. And if you want to buy them in Japan, like gacha toys, they're usually like between like 200 to 500 yen per spin of the vending machine. So do I think it's worth it? I think it is, because they're so well made. And if you're a watch collector, you'll really like them. If you're a photographer, you'll also really like them. So yeah, that's about it. I just thought it's kind of cool to see. And, you know, if you ever see these photos online and you're like, how did this happen? Like, how is this possible? Just know that they're toys. They're not actually real. And that's why you see mainly photos of them. You don't see videos because, you know, the photographer, it's not that they're trying to trick you necessarily, but, you know, it's cooler when it's like a mystery on whether they're actually real or not. So last shot, let's just put them all on my finger just to show you. This is what they look like all together. So thank you guys for so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing these miniaturized Casios, and subscribe for more videos. And as always, I will see you guys next time.